I don't know how you guys are quarantining or sheltering in place or lockdowning or whatever the fuck your state's got going on, but this vlog today is one footage I've been sitting on since I did a keynote at the Fittest of the Coast seminar in Charleston, South Carolina. I've been sitting on it. I had it ready to go, and then all this fucking coronavirus shit kind of hit, and it just kind of put all my other content on the back burner. I've got a lot of very specific COVID-19 content coming out for micro gym owners. Everything from content to, you know, finding out and sending out surveys as to how is that doing? Is my remote on-demand streaming live service actually doing what I needed to do? I want to talk about the avalanche of cancellations and when do we really need to be worried? What is your burn rate? How many members can you lose before you're in that oh shit moment? The CARES Act that just got passed, this fucking trillions of dollars now being dumped into the system to help micro gym owners like you and me weather this storm. There's so much out content. There's just so much I want. There's just so much fucking content I want to make. Like, I just like the topics and everything I want to talk about, and it's all like ignorant, right? Like, cause like we're making it as it comes out. It's not like we're all sitting on data points here to give you guys very specific, this is going to work. But I do want to be one of those resources for you that is able to provide at least decently tested and approved or good ideas or ways that some other gyms are thinking outside the box or things I've tested as a micro gym owner, and deliver those ideas to you guys so you can start playing with them as well. We don't have the time to sit here and wait for reactive data. We don't have time to sit back and wait and find out, well, I'm not doing anything until I find out whether it's Zoom calls or pre-recorded content that's gonna work. We have to act. We have to experiment, trial and error, scrap what doesn't work, and go all in on the shit that does. And guys, please, my thoughts and prayers are with any of you guys, your loved ones, your family members, your customers that are affected by this. And I know we are all gonna pull through it. And when I say we all, I don't fucking really mean we all. And I know at the end of the day, fuck, I can't even fucking say that. I don't think we're all gonna make it through. That was a goddamn lie. Like, we're not. This is the purge. So many of us are going fucking down. Like, fucking light them if you got them. The ship is going down. Like, this is the end of the line for a lot of gyms that were not positioning themselves to be successful in any type of a crisis mode and has been staying in the 2008 way of doing things. And while I feel bad for those owners, my goal and everything I put out here going forward into this new world that we're temporarily and forever going to live in is going to be for those of you guys that are willing to go down swinging and maybe have even set themselves up into a position where they're going to survive this thing. I wish nothing but the best for everybody. But again, this is going to be life-changing and industry shaping for every industry, especially our industry. So, lots of COVID content coming is essentially what my long fucking winded thing is. A lot of that coming. That's not what this is. I figured maybe this would be nice to break up the monotony of it. Let's take this back to like 4 weeks prior, back in time before COVID really got crazy. This is right before it really fucking hit, where I was going and talking to a group of gym owners in Charleston, South Carolina, about where I see the future of the micro gym industry, some of the trends, and a historical lesson, historical as to where we came from. And this is the part I think most of you are going to find the most fucking influential, is the historics of this entire thing, and knowing and being a fucking, a student of this industry, which most of you are not. I'll have the full-length audio of this on the podcast at the same time that this drops. But for those of you guys that like seeing my fucking face, this is for you. I'll see you in another video very soon, and we will get deep, balls deep, into fucking COVID. Until then, stay safe, wash your fucking hands, and enjoy the vlog.
What the fuck, though?
This is intimate enough. I'm not a big mic guy, so this is way better. First off, guys, thank you so much for coming out. And what I think a lot of us are seeing digitally, whether maybe you see me talking about a metabolic, or you see what Solus is doing in New York, or what NC Fit and Jason are doing in San Diego, you start, oh, that is a better way to do it. Like, if you ever see someone like come up with a unique way to store some equipment, right? Or maybe you see me pour Flex Seal in the cracks of the mats. Like, oh, fuck, there's a different way to do it. And that's what I really think I bring to the table for the CrossFit guys and any of the micro gyms out there. There's a different way to do it, and I've been fortunate enough with my evolution into urban movement and going away from CrossFit to see a lot of different ways. And that's what I do now. I help micro gym owners look at their problems a little bit differently than maybe they would have. I ask them what 1 + 1 is. They say 2, and I say, fuck off, it's 11. And let's maybe look at this through a different lens.
Okay? So for today, we're gonna be jamming on what I consider the future of the micro gym industry. How many of you guys here were in the fitness industry, a fitness professional, a coach, an exercise physiology major? Somehow you were in fitness, you knew this is what you were gonna do with the rest of your life from the time you were younger. Raise your hand if this has always been on your career path. Raise your hand high. Cool. Raise your hand if you like literally 10, 15 years ago, if someone would have told you this is what you're doing with your life, you'd be like, no, no fuck, no way, no way. That's the majority of us though. It's so interesting. I run into these extremely passionate guys and girls. I'm like, how long have you been doing this? And they're like, 5 years. Like, holy fuck. And you jumped in head first. Bravo. But what I think a lot of you guys miss out on is really understanding the history of where the fuck we've come from. And that is one thing I really pride myself on, is understanding the history of brick and mortar fitness, where it's come from. And if you do that, you start noticing trends repeat themselves. You know, when we look at really the actual history of where we come from fitness-wise, it's really easy to predict and kind of guess what's gonna happen next or what's gonna pick up. And there's a lot of things, and you guys will all get this PowerPoint. I'm gonna email it to all of you. You'll have access to all this stuff, take it back, try to recite this back to your coaches and your staff. But there was a lot of things that happened way, way before CrossFit hit the scene, before you started, having your fitness epiphany, right? Curves. Does anyone remember Curves or had a mom or an aunt that went to Curves? Curves took selectorized equipment, leg extension, the tricep thing, like all that bullshit, selectorized equipment. They put it in a circle, said women only, charged the premium, and played some funky ass music. And women literally, it was like musical, just went around in a circle at stations in circles. Fastest growing fitness franchise in the world until Orange Theory. There's a lot you can learn about Curves. When there was 10,000 of them, and now you couldn't even find 350 of them today. And we're sitting now today with 15,000 affiliates worldwide. But that's not impressive in my opinion. It's not impressive. Any of you fuckers can go and open a gym. You've proven it. You all had different goddamn jobs. You were a banker, you were, an accountant, and now you own a gym. 15,000 people, the majority of which you are very representative of the majority, just decided to go open up a gym. Fucking put that name on top of a building, and I'm a fitness professional. Come on in, let me coach you and change your life. And you're doing that. The change in the life part. I'm worried your life's not really changing. If it is, it's maybe not changing for the better. It's becoming a stress. It's a love-hate thing. You get to a point sometimes where you dread rolling up those bay doors. And we start looking at where things have gone. When we all started, and even Jack LaLanne and the first Gold's Gym out in Venice, small, shoddy little facilities, right? Real small. They didn't get big till that very first mega Gold's Gym happened out in California. So they got big. Globo Gym, right? That's what we all call that, Globo Gym. Big ass footprint, open gym model. And then they got small again. CrossFit came out, Curves came out. We started taking up, in the very beginning, there weren't 10,000 square foot CrossFit, warehouses. They were 1,800, 2,000, 3,000. And then we got bigger. Because CrossFit gyms believe that to grow the business, you have to grow the building, and I think it's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Again, look at where they were, right? These high operational capacity models and very large footprints, and then look at where we were and the little mini independent micro gyms and personal training studios. Boom, two opposite ends of the spectrum back in the day. Now this is the scenario. You've got mega brands of micro gyms doing triple, quadruple, sextuple, whatever. So the amount of revenue that you do, creating more careers than you are in a fraction of your space. And there's this white space that's now being created between the CrossFit barbell, micro gym model, strength and conditioning, things that technically are CrossFit, but they don't call it CrossFit. And then these more boutique brands. You guys have got to realize this is the new scene. This is what it was. Back in the day, it was Globo Gym and us. None of your clients, you're getting clients from Globo Gyms, but that's not your competitor anymore. That's not who you're worried about. You're like, fuck, the Globo Gym just installed new fucking Stairmaster. You don't give a shit. But F45 opens up down the block from you, that will be a conversation you will have with your coaches and your husband or wife and yourself internally, oh fuck, what are we gonna do? These brands that are coming in, it's not just that Orange Theory has great lights and Barry's has better bathrooms than you. Their entire team is trained in sales. You have coaches right now, you're here right now, and you're probably the best salesman in the building. And if we were to rewind, let's say this was a 6 a.m. or a noon seminar, and at your gym, a prospect walked in, you all have a coach on your staff oh, fuck, I hope he's not talking to him. You all have some coach on staff that you would not trust with the sales. Because I don't want to sell. I just want to coach. That's fine. But when you're here, the business barely probably survives. But unless you have a team at home that can sell, it will not thrive. All right, so here's the 3 things I want you to leave with today. Here are the 3 things you can do to get ahead. Brand over everything. We're going to talk about that. You will not be able to compete in a marketing, paying for Facebook ads world like the other guys. You can still do it. You need to still do it. But you're not going to be able to compete with them for long. The amount of money that Orange Theory and them throw into the funnel and the Facebook is still minimal. And there's going to be 10 more different Orange Theories in the next 10 years, 10 different brands. They're going to throw money into it. You're not going to be able to compete with that. So you have to compete on brand. You don't need 1 million people to know who you are. You're not Planet Fitness who needs to sponsor the fucking hats in Times Square on New Year's Eve. You need 200 people within your radius to know your fucking face, what it is you do, and actually like it. Can talk about it to other people and get them to come in and try it. And number 2, decide if you're PT first or straight to class, and then maximizing operational capacity. That's the one thing I think places like Metabolic and Alchemy 365 and Orange Theory have done a phenomenal job at. All right, so branding versus marketing. Let's go ahead and make sure we understand a few things. That big thing behind me, it's an awesome logo. I fucking love it, but that is not a logo. I'm sorry, that is not a brand. That is a touch point. That is something someone visually sees and they think of that brand. That is just a logo. It is not a brand. A brand is made within the minds and hearts and souls and experiences of your customers. When someone tells me, dude, Stu, I'm killing my branding. I'm like, no, you're not. You're doing a great job influencing your branding, because that's all you can fucking do is influence what people think. Brand happens up here from your customers. It is not the pretty bathrooms. It's not the name of the business. It's not the cool apparel. It's just what they think of you. And if you could mic them up secretly without them knowing and listen to them in their homes, they go, yeah, I just got home from the gym. Oh no, I go to that Iron Bridge CrossFit. No, you should totally check it out. It's whatever the fuck they just said, that is your brand. Some of you guys have a very intense fitness program, and you talk about we're fitness for everybody. That is a very confusing message. That's not very deep. It's very wide. Fitness for everybody. Anyone can do it. This beer is not for anybody. Who would not like this beer? Okay, people with taste buds, right? So it's not that bad. Beer snobs. Beer snobs, people who love an IPA, would tell us to pour out this piss. That's it. Who should they not be going after? Everybody. They should be going after fit people who just got done with the CrossFit competition in the heat and want something that is not going to make them puke. They want a Mick Ultra, but without the brand of Mick Ultra. Maybe these guys are trying to be the cool, hip, more badass, light version. But again, that's if they want to go everybody, that message will get lost instantly. They've got to go deep on one specific kind of person. Here's a couple things. Taking focus off your brand. A lot of you guys who have done the low barrier to entry class, you've come up with your fluffy version of CrossFit while you have this hardcore thing over here. A focused brand message is like Porsche, we're a sports car. The umbrella, and if you listen and watch any branding reports and critiques and stuff like that, when they started breaking out SUVs and hybrids and hatchbacks, huge feedback negatively towards Porsche going away from what they were. That is a fucking sports car. That is a fucking 40-year-old midlife crisis, fucking get on the highway, hit 120. That's not what you take to pick up the 7 kids from soccer. They're just not. They got a lot of flack for that. CrossFit, focus message is forging elite fitness. That's what you're doing here. And if you're like, well, that's not what I want fitness for everybody, then does everybody need the overhead squat? Is there any reason to have rings that high? Do you really need all those fucking plates if it's fitness for everybody? I would argue you don't. And even if you don't believe me, just look at the volume of people coming through your doors. If you're saying everyone, hey, this is fitness for everybody, and you're not getting, there should be literally, this seems insane, 1 person a day should be trying out your gym. That would be a D- at Orange Theory. A fucking D-. Fired, GM, gone. 1 person a day. 30 leads a month. Some of you guys would fucking stab your mother to get 30 leads right now. Because being unfocused on your brand leads to decisions for short-term profit. How many of you guys did a 6-week challenge and you felt dirty about it? Like you wanted to take a shower afterwards. You're like, this isn't how I would do it. I wouldn't put that ad out. I wouldn't run that shitty landing page. I wouldn't say in my ad copy, we're looking for 30 local ladies who want to come down and get their fucking, FUPA, eliminated at our Fluffy Muffin, 6-week You wouldn't. That wouldn't be what you would say. But you went away from it because you wanted the short-term ROI of the cash. I get it. You're the same client. Why did they respond to a 6-week challenge? Desperate to lose weight. Why did you go with the 6-week challenge? Desperate for some cash. You're the same fucking person. If you can answer all these questions that I have up here and you can answer yes, probably should go PT first. If you use one of those tools that are 7 feet long and you have fucking rings hanging up and a 15-foot rope to climb and you do competitions, you should probably do a PT first. It's ethically probably wrong to take Sally, who's never touched a barbell, and tell me you're gonna teach her to overhead squat on the first day. Shut the fuck up. It's fucked up too. It really, like, you're giving the rest of you guys a bad name. PT first, you gotta assume 125 square feet per person. I don't know if Donnie figured this out when he was doing his, planning this out, but when you get that barbell in hand, it's generally around 125 square feet per person in a CrossFit workout. I've done this blue tape thing more times than I can count to figure out where that space was, how much space a barbell type model takes up. And especially if I'm here and then I have to travel there and then I have to go over there to kick up to a handstand push-up, fuck. So when you would get lynched about changing that programming model, again, it would be slow and steady. You'd have
lynched about the rinse and repeat the...
Yeah. There's no way, if you have a client who knows that in week 2 of a 52-week cycle, you did X and then you repeated it on week 23 and then you repeated it on week fucking 37, then they're that fucking client that's here 6 days a week and hangs out for 2 hours afterwards. Get rid of that fucking client. It's not good for business. And I know that your community, and I'm telling you this right now, no successful microgym model is making money off them. The client is like, hey, Donnie, I noticed you changed this. You're like, how the fuck? Don't you have kids and shit? Like, how did you know I changed this? Don't you have a fucking life? It's the clients that stick around for 2, like I tell people, my best client 8 times a month, they come in and they come out. Social as hell, friendly as fuck. They pay their bills on time. They're so pleasant with anybody, but they are high performers. They have shit to do. I first learned about this from Metabolic. Sat down with them and said, who's your perfect client? They said, people that are too busy to worry about whether we change the barbells. People that are got other shit going on that they don't know that Coach John got taken off the 6:30 p.m. class on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I'm getting 7 emails about it. People that fuck with other expensive brands, so when I raise prices $10, they don't fucking shit themselves and like murder me. High performing clients. A lot of us feed off of people who want to make this their fucking clubhouse. How many of you have been in this? It's dark outside, class just ended, you're trying to get the fuck home to see your kids, and you got clients who are trying to just kind of taking their time, hanging out at the fucking clubhouse, and you don't want to be rude. He said it so well earlier today. Like when he says, guys, we don't want to kick you out, but we want to kick you the fuck out. We've all been in that scenario where we've had something to do. I need to go to my office and get working on that Excel sheet. I have another business thing, but Mr. Client, Sally, Mark, Chad, whatever, thinks that, oh, it's just hangout time. And it's nothing inherently wrong with it, but it's not a business. Find me one other business you do that. I don't walk behind Chipotle and start fucking hanging out with the dude rolling the burritos. Like, bro, you changed your form up. Why we do that? I've been reading this burrito rolling programming over in New England, and it's way different. Like, no one's doing that. It's only in these CrossFit gyms. And I think, again,
The aspect of CrossFit, though.
Community is a cop-out bullshit word. Culture is the word we should use. Swap out every time you say community for culture. We, owners, create culture that dictates who wants to become part of the community. There's no one in Urban Movement that is coming in and, breaking out fucking shoes with wooden heels in the back. They're not coming in and like talking shit on my jump ropes. They're not buying their own Oso collars because they're faster to strip off in a fucking chip. Because I created a culture where none of my clients care about that. It's not bad. Guys, thank you again so much. If you have any other questions, again, the contact information, I'm dead serious. Shoot me a text. I will text you back. Send me an email. I will send you an email back. Be happy to answer for you. Thank you so much for coming out.